And as you can see there, that was just the brute strength of Phil Bacukis. As you mentioned, he's one of the strongest guys on the team. And those are 3 huge extra points for Rutgers because these last 3 wrestlers for Michigan only have an accumulated 2 total losses in dual meets, and it's going to be a tough last 3 matches.
And here we have Anthony Pafumi stepping in for Nick Ravina. But what a big pin for Bacukis, and got this place fired up.
It was Nick Ravina a couple days ago. Gravina's really been the staple at 184. And Pafumi comes in. He's the redshirt junior from Westfield, New Jersey. I'll tell you what, after Pantaleo pretty much had his way with Dippery at 149, there really was a bunch of air let out of this place, and Michigan had the 10-3 lead. Richie Lewis with the late victory just before the intermission. He picks up 3 points. Then Parati all over Sutton for the major decision, and then Bacukis with the pin. That's his first this season.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on fire since the Midlands place there, wrestled some really good matches out there, and came back here and has been on fire since, and you can see it there. That's when you start to look at earlier bouts and you go, man, 2 in overtime right away. And, you know, you look at this match and it's 16-10, and you get those 2 in overtime, and you don't, you know, the match is already clinched. But these next 3 bouts are really, really important. My gut tells me that it's going to be something close to 16-16 with Big Billy Smith and Adam Kuhn to wrap it up here. And Pafumi in on a single leg, gives up the takedown.
This is the black hole now for opponents this season against the Wolverines. Abounader, Huntley, and Kuhn, respectively. They're ranked 4, 6, and 4 in the country. And Abounader right there, you can see with some good position. He's the junior from Gates Mills, Ohio. His head coach, Joe McFarland, is the Ohio native. One of the top 3 best wrestlers in Michigan history, and now the head coach. He's 3rd on the all-time wins list. No opponent has come in and defeated that trio in dual meets this year. And you just said it. If Rutgers wants to win this, they're going to have to do that.
Absolutely. They're going to have to pick one of those. They had their opportunities early against 2 returning All-Americans at 25 and 33. Couldn't get it done in overtimes. And now you're going to have to look at the big fellas to get you back in the match here. And there's your stall call, 10 seconds left here in the first period on Anthony Pafumi, but that's going to put it over a minute of riding time for Abounader, and 4 seconds here will go into the second period.
Abounader, his only loss this year to Gabe Dean, number 1 in the country up at Cornell.
Turning national champion.
Right. No shame in that loss.
No, Gabe Dean's been one of the best wrestlers in the NCAAs in college for the last few years. He had a signature win to put him on the scene against Ed Ruth a couple years back, and since then has won a national title at Cornell, always a great school. And, you know, when that's your only blemish, you just hope you get another shot at him later in the season at the NCAAs.
And there's the escape point. Right now it's 3-0 Abounader, and you're about to bring it up the riding time.
Right, 1 minute of riding time still intact for Abounader, and back on their feet, and Pafumi can score on his feet. He's like we talked about earlier, you got to have depth, and Pafumi definitely provides that for Rutgers. And it's going to be interesting to see if he can get some points of his own, because he's certainly capable of scoring points here.
Over 3,000 fans inside the Lewis Brown Athletic Center. We've seen some dazzling performances the last 3 bouts from Bacukis, Parati, and Lewis, but Abounader trying to get his Wolverine squad back in, and he has the lead. Approaching the halfway mark in the second period.
Pafumi doing a nice job right now of scrambling through the positions, but Abounader continuing to move forward, and with his offense, it's only a matter of time if he continues on. But Pafumi with a straightforward double gives up the quick takedown, and almost a cradle locked up there by Abounader, but belly's out. He's got to be careful. The stall call, riding time now ticking back up in favor of Abounader.
And the potential of that major decision for 4 points comes into play. Well, barring a pin for Michigan, even if the Wolverines take the next two, this one could very well be coming down to the heavyweight bout. And
Pafumi in a little bit of trouble here on his back.
Abounader in control.
Gets right off, goes through.
There's some back points. He's going to get 4, so now 9-0 at the end of the second, in line for the potential major decision, and then the 148 of back points. Abounader, just a special talent, 2-time Big Ten champion and an NCAA qualifier.
And here we are in the third period, 2 minutes to go, 1:48 of riding time locked up, and you're Pafumi, you got to keep yourself in good position, try to get on some of your offense onto a single leg, see if you can score some simple offense, but Abounader continuing to come forward and pushing, and if this goes out of bounds, you're going to see a stall call on Pafumi. And there it is. That's going to give up the point. I think that's his second one.
TJ brought it up before. You've got a couple seniors on deck for Rutgers, and you have 4 that were honored just before today's duel. Hayden Rymack, Anthony Parati, Billy Smith, Mikey Simmons as well. And we'll have a couple seniors on display for Rutgers to finish this one off.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, rightfully so. Rymack and Smith have been staples in this lineup for 4 years, and it's going to be a really good opportunity. And Hayden Rymack has had some big victories of his own over the years, beating some top-ranked guys, and he's certainly due for a signature win and is more than capable of getting one. And obviously, Billy Smith can compete with the best of them, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next 2 bouts. Abounader doing what he does right now and really wrestling aggressive. Pafumi giving it what he's got, stepping in for Nick Ravina as they come out of bounds. He's got to be careful of the back points here. You don't want to give up a pin on the edge. He's got to be really careful. That's really tight. Looks like 4. There's the 4. That's going to be the technical fall. 2.5 minutes, 17-0. 5-point technical fall there for Abounader. And now the 2 big bouts.
And now Abounader 13-0 in duels. He's 18-1 overall.